Really?
We got her when she was 4 months old. And her main diet consists of brown rice, sweet potatoes, and protein dog food that we soak and mush up in with it. But she's introduced to some zucchini and squash and spinach, obviously. No, she will. She loves belly, like she's a hugger. She is definitely a hugger.
Oh my goodness. Would you give me a kiss? Yeah. No. 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 Yeah.
So sloths only use the restroom one time within 10 days.
Wow.
Because their metabolism is so slow, and they will strategically find a tree to go to the bottom of it to use the bathroom in the same spot every time that they feel the safest. They travel at night because of predators, and when they move, they're super, super quiet. Even though that's a good-sized body that can be moving around, they are very stealthy to be unheard. So they like to stay as high up in the treetops as they can. Eagles and ocelots are about the main predators. And a lot of times in Costa Rica, they're running into the problem of they can't tell the difference between a tree and a power line. So there's not a lot of research because there's not a lot of human to sloth encounters in the wild to be able to research them. And then a lot of times their deaths are caused by something like that. It is shown that the oldest one lived over 40 years old.
How much does she weigh?
She weighs about 12 pounds right now. So we have to weigh her immediately after she uses the bathroom. She can lose 3 pounds after using the bathroom.
No way.
Yeah. So it just builds up, and you can tell. So we have watched her long enough that we know every 8 days she goes to the bathroom. So when it gets close to day 8, she gets very, very pear-shaped. And she gets heavy. She gets really heavy.
Oh my goodness.
They spend a majority of their life upside down, eat, breathe, sleep, and give birth upside down.
What?
Mm-hmm. So the baby will attach, and the baby usually only nurses for up to about 4 weeks. Doesn't have to nurse very long, but then it's eating foliage. But the babies can stay with the mom from anywhere from 6 months to 2 years.
What?
So we're pretty much isolated, independent little critters. Say we can have 100 sloths around us, but we won't pay any attention to them.
Oh, so they don't.
They are not social. They're not communal at all.
That's why we get along so well. I'm antisocial too.
Of course, they're not active, as you can tell. So I mean, there's not a whole lot they would do.
You are so soft. Yes, you are. So soft. This is the
So
best
she has 21 sets of ribs
21.
in that tiny little body. I know it's crazy, isn't it? And she has extra vertebrae, which allows her to. So if she's completely here, her head can go one direction and the bottom half can go the other. For her to be able to almost completely turn. And then come back. They have the strength to hang on with one hand, all of their body weight.
Impressive.
Yeah, and the tiniest little ledge, a male sloth, when he's full grown, is 3 times stronger than a male human when it comes to pulling.
Really?
Now they don't have the ability to push away.
So you have 3 sloths here?
We do. We have.
And they're all female?
We have 2 males and 1 female.
Okay.
In the future, we're hoping to acquire another female. But right now we have Dash. He's our oldest. He's 6.
Okay.
He is not held. We acquired him when he was 3, so he wasn't trained to be held. But you can feed him and pet on him. He's very friendly. And then we have little Dash, who is 5, 6 months old. And he's little bitty brown fuzzball. So they don't see well. So everything they see is in like gray color. So they're missing the C cell in their eyes. Therefore, they know that you're there. Their sense of smell and hearing is impeccable. but they know within a distance that there's something there, which makes them so vulnerable to predators because it's too late by the time anything gets near. They can use their claws for defense, but teeth are typically what they use. They have 4 razor sharp teeth, and they strategically rub each other. Do you want me to go get you some spinach? They rub against each other so that they stay sharpened at all times. I'm going to go get you some spinach. Are you telling her to no? You ain't telling her. Yeah, I'll go get you some. I'm going to grab some real quick.
You are amazing. Yes, who's after tea? Who's that? Oh my goodness, who is that? Who is that? Huh? What you doing? Do you need some spinach? Hi. Yeah. Oh. Hi. Oh, yes, I love you too. I do. It's nighttime.
Would you like a treat? She'll feed you a treat, yes.
It's nighttime.
So it can take up to 30 days for 1 leaf of spinach to digest because their metabolism is that slow. They don't get a whole lot of energy due to the foods that they eat, especially in the wild, so that's why they're very lazy. And if they get too cold, the bacteria in their stomach will die off, which digests everything for them, and it can cause them to die.
Okay.
And so that's why their rooms stay really warm. They're used to really hot, humid climates.
My dream is to go be an unpaid intern at the Sloth Institute in Costa Rica. That's when I retire. That's what I want to do. But you have to. I think it's a month commitment.
Oh yeah.
So it's like whenever I take a month off from work, I need to go be an intern.
Yeah, Costa Rica has a different take on sloth than we do.
Yeah.
It's obvious we would not tell you to go out into the wild and touch a sloth.
Oh yeah.
These guys are captive bred, therefore even generations down, they don't know the wild.
Right. Yeah, it's a different thing, but I still think it would be.
Oh, I think it'd be cool to see one out in the wild. And in the wild, they're green, not so pretty here.
Algae.
Yeah, because their hair is designed to hold. It's got lots and lots of pores on it to hold algae and different bacteria like that, which causes nutrients for their skin as well. But there's also a sloth moth that lives on sloth. And when the sloth goes down to use the bathroom, that moth will go down, and that's where it lays its eggs. Is in the sloth poo. And because they don't move or, go too far, things have the ability to grow.
You want to feed a piece?
We can always get some more.
Let's go.
So, sloths are better swimmers than they are crawlers.
Really? I didn't even know
All
that.
4 limbs can go. They'll swim to get away. And sometimes they'll wait, and if it floods, they'll go down and swim to move to another spot because it's a lot quicker. And they feel safer because a lot of their prey, predators and stuff won't be able to, don't do the water.
You are a sweetie.
Mm-hmm. Say I do, say I'm spoiled. Yes, you are. Yeah, you're very spoiled, aren't you, girl?
Hey, there's worse things to be. There are much worse things to be.
As you can tell, she absolutely loves it. We do pay attention to all the animals, and not all of them are like that. So like Dash is not a hugger. He would rather just, lay out in your lap. He'll hang on to your midsection. But Zoe loves hugs. Yeah, don't you, girl? You love hugs. Yeah, she can put you to sleep. She spent hours on end on Miss Donna to get used to people. And they start out at a very early age. when it's like a clicker system, really. It lets mama know that baby's going to go for a few minutes and then come back. And then they just increase the time lapse a little bit more each time. So you can go to Florida. The guy takes volunteers to just have the baby's lost.
Oh, I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that. Where is that at?
Fort Lauderdale.
I would do that.
He's the guy that we have gotten two of ours from. He is very, very passionate about raising his sloth. So much so that for days after, we have to show pictures and send videos and stuff to make sure that he can keep an eye on his animals. Look at that tongue.
She get a picture.
She does have a long tongue.
What are you doing, girl? Oh, what you doing? Okay. Oh, won't you take her? Yes, I will. Oh my goodness, you are a snuggler. I know. So do they shed it all, or do they keep?
Not so much. It's just like human hair. They'll lose a few hairs here and there. So when they're babies, they're really soft and fuzzy, almost silky, and it's brown. And this is what we call sloth hair. As she gets older, about 10, 11 months, the blonde starts to come through. Three-toed sloths are darker and have more of what we call a raccoon face.
Yeah, they've got the bangs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bang look.
And because they hang upside down majority of their life, she obviously is she loves her belly. That their hair parts on their stomach so that water runs off.
Oh.
So their hair goes opposite direction of any other animal. It's just really, really neat how strategically they are designed, along with a lot of other creatures.
Do you know that this is my best bathroom? It is. You can keep your eyes open.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've heard there are some other places, like Nashville has a zoo and some others have. I know Knoxville has a zoo that has a sloth, but you can't hold.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with Flash, when we do his encounter, he has a branch that comes out into the kitchen. And so he comes out into the kitchen and hangs out.
Okay.
And that way we can guarantee, if he comes down, now we can't make him if he's not in the mood. But if he comes down, then he's in the kitchen and you get to touch and feed and actually get to encounter.
All right, Shannon, I guess I'll.
So,
You're good.
aw.
No, you want to hold her? You can have it. Come hold her. I feel horrible. How do we transfer? Do I just?
I will transfer. You still got 15 minutes, so it's up to you.
I'll hold her for a couple
There you
more,
go.
and then you can hold her. Yeah. Apparently, I'm not a good sharer when it comes to animals. I know. I could just sit here and we could take a nap. Yeah.
So we have just started the Sloth Keeper for a day. We had that yesterday where you can come for 3 hours and you tend to all 3 of our sloths.
What?
You feed, you prep the food, and you just get to hold and handle and, encounter them so that they get used to it. We just started offering that on our website. Y'all can stay in one of our units.
See, I've looked at that, and I'm not a glamper.
It's like a hotel room.
Is it?
There's central heat and air.
Does it have indoor plumbing? Yeah. Okay.
So we have a cabin that sleeps 6. The welcome wagon has a full bathroom in it.
It looked too rustic. I was like,
It does look rustic, but no, I promise you, it's just like a hotel room.
Okay.
There's a king size bed, a set of bunk beds, a mini fridge, a Keurig, and a microwave, and a table.
One of my friends asked me one time if I went camping. It was just a table.
Some people don't camp.
And I said, "Can you look a Holiday Inn Express?" And she said, "No, I mean like a tent." I said,
Yeah.
"No, I don't do that."
We call it some souped up glamping. Now we do have as rough as we say is sleeping in the top of our horse barn, or there is a glamp site that is just a bed. But the other 2 wagons, you use the bathhouse, but in that bathhouse you have your own bathroom with a lock and key to have your own space. And it's equipped with Bluetooth, heat, and it's really cute and fancy down there. But yeah, the welcome wagon does come with a full bathroom in it.
Okay.
And it is central heat and air. Now you can stay on the top of this barn here. It's our camel condo. It's our most luxurious. It can hold 10 to 12 max. The next room over, which is Flash, his room goes all the way up through the living room, so you see him at all times.
Oh, wow.
And then we have a middle fish tank that used to be fish, but now it's 2 baby tortoises and an iguana that you guys get to feed. And then we have 2 bunk rooms. There's 3 master king beds, 2 bunk rooms, and from one bunk room to the next is a hidden tunnel that you can go through, and it's lined with glowfish tanks.
No way.
Yeah, so the above us is top notch.
Okay.
Everything you can imagine to cook with, a full open kitchen, TVs everywhere.
Can you be a sloth keeper without staying here?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that we offer that you have to lodge is our horseback riding and farmhand for the day.
What does a farmhand for the day do?
For 3 hours, they will go around to everything we do.
Okay.
So obviously, first thing in the morning is feeding. If it's washing buckets, troughs, throwing hay, I muck stalls. Some of us don't like to make others work, but hey, that's part of a farm.
Yeah.
So it's all good there. So and we'll ask. Some of them don't want to do that, but if they're okay with it, then we tend to the animals. Some of the animals need showers, so we give them their baths, and do stuff like that. So just whichever one, if you're following me or John around, whichever one, whatever we're doing at that time, you'll just help us out.
This is the best. It's amazing. I think you are asleep.
Yeah, she is. If you'll set your camera part up, I'll take some pictures from over here.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. We are jack of all trades around here, / photographer. All right, look at me. Oh, Zozo, look at you, little baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to share. You don't have to share. I don't have to, but it would be awful if you had to go back to school on Monday and say,
I'm
"Mother
gonna grab her
told us
smart
I
word."
needed it." And it's okay. I know he's so.
Are you ready to go night-night? Usually she'll snuggle me, but John likes to. There's your snuggle. There you go. Yeah, you're going to come up to me instead, huh? It's okay. I'll take a hug for a minute. If you want to swap the chairs for me, just because of our camera here. And it's a little bit more comfy. All right. Are you ready? Got another snuggle there. I know you're not looking dry way. Oh, there she is. I'm going to pull this out from under. There you go.
Oh, you're a snugger.
She is for sure. See, I give hugs with all arms. And the only time we ever have to bathe her is if she has used the bathroom in her hammock or something and been in it, and then we'll give her a bath. She's not a fan of it. It's a task, but we do it.
Do you like submerger or is it a shower?
We do. It's kind of both. So we'll fill the sink up and kind of set her down in there, wash her real fast, and then we just rinse her off with the sprayer. One time I just let her hang on to me and I used hot rags.
Yeah.
It just depends on how bad it is.
Will you step up?
Oh, absolutely.
Your face over there.
Yeah.
You're just so cute.
Mm-hmm.
You're just so cute. You're getting cute. Oh, thank you. Yes, you're so sweet, aren't you? Oh, listen to that noise.
She put me back this week, you sleepy thing. The life of a sloth, I'm telling you. All right, look at me. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, you're so cute.
Trust me, never thought in a million years you'd actually get to hold a sloth. You know, I always thought you'd have to travel, so this is really cool. And I never thought I would work in a place where I used to work in a school cafeteria.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 13 years, so I like to feed things.
It's like, how did you end up here?
When John and them had moved here, I had invited their kids to church because I cooked at the church as well and helped with the youth program. So I invited them to church, and then they had a couple other people from soccer and stuff that invited them. We all went to the same church.
Yeah.
And so they started coming out there, and they, I'm just one of these, you don't have to introduce yourself to me. I'm going to introduce myself. I just kind of jumped in there, and I'm a doer. And so they had invited me over for a dinner, and I just went in and started helping cleaning. Like I didn't ask. I just help out. So when I jumped in, they're like, we just need you to be here. So I've been here for 3 years now.
Nice.
Love it. Absolutely love it. My main job, I'm the operations manager. So I make sure everything's going.
Yeah.
But I keep the units cleaned and turned and ready to go. Our Airbnb has grown. It went from just a cabin down there. So now we have 8 different accommodations.
So what's out there? Is there anything out there?
As far as,
room?
so this is where she, in the summer, will be able to go outside.
Okay.
So we make sure it's warm enough.
Yeah.
And we will put a branch from this one outside, and she can go outside if she'd like, and then come back in. This is all new to her, so she didn't come. Yeah, so she didn't come here till just in December when she turned 1. So this is all. She has not seen her outside enclosure, which we'll have to fix it because we used to have a Coatamundi in here. So we'll have to put some more limbs out there for her. But like Flash he's out there in the corner over there. So we have a branch that goes outside, to let him go outside.
What's she doing? I'm sorry. I disturbed your nap. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Can I rub her chin?
They're not big on their face then, Method. But you are more than welcome to look at her cute, adorable little ears. She might turn her head.
Oh my goodness, how cute are these ears? But they're great. How cute. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, let me look at it in the way. Oh, there you go. Yes, I'm just a little snuggler. She's so pretty.
So she'll can double that size. But as long as we've been handling her, and when she's 20 years old, she'll still be okay with being held and hugged.
I love how she's just hanging there.
Sometimes she'll tuck her little arms up under her, like under her chest.
It kind of reminds me of little kitty and Joe. Yeah.
But they're always hanging on. So that's one thing is if you ever transition until they feel secure, they will not let go with all limbs unless they fall, which they can withstand a 100-foot drop. But they will always hang on with them.
So do you ever just come in here and just hold her?
We do every day, like every morning we hand feed her. At night she feeds herself out of her food dish.
Yeah.
But we still try to do that so that just in case we didn't have any encounters, she's still used to being handled. So I'm over the mid-size exotics, so I always go through and I'll brush the llama and alpaca, bottle feed them, and then I'll feed her and hold her for a few minutes to get her still used to being loved on. And sometimes she gets to moving and you'll hear her and she wants you. She whines. Her name almost was Oof. Because she would whine and she'd go Oof, Oof. And so it's beautiful sounding. But she's gotten really used to being in here. In the morning, she's really active. She's ready to eat.
She is so pretty. Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, it stays pretty quiet in here. They like it quiet and dark, and so we're working on transitioning. Like we'll put some more like canopy looking, make this more green. Flash's room has canopy paint. I painted some canopy trees up top so that it looks like a tree, and that's what we're doing out there. So that when he goes out into the kitchen, it don't look like he lives in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So we will add some paint in here to make hers look more like her atmosphere. And we do still keep an eye on her. Sometimes she'll get a runny nose. She's not so used to the humidity. She wasn't raised with that much moisture, but now Flash was. So we had to hook up a misting system to keep his humidity. But I mean, they're just like all animals. You just watch them. Our vet, bless his heart, he's learned a lot about exotic animals.
Does he come out here and just make?
He does. He would do what we call well visits. Just lay eyes on everything. He gives us our shots that they get every year. And if we have any complications, we can give them a call, send in some feces samples, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he does a good job for us.
She awake? Mm-hmm. She just look at the window.
Oh, she's asleep. Yep. I ain't got no reason to be. All right, sweet girl. You ready to go up into your hammock? Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm going to lay right here as long as you let me.
Hey, Zozo. Hey, Zozo. Are you ready to go up into your hammock? Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Is that comfortable? Yeah, is that comfortable? It is. But you ready for that night? Okay. She's going to go to bed instead. I know she is. Yeah. One hug.